Two fan-favorite travel cards, two different ways to earn rewards. Which one really delivers? On the left, Capital One Venture Rewards. Simple, straightforward travel rewards. On the right, Amex Gold. Premium rewards for foodies and frequent travelers. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category racks up points, and at the end, you'll see exactly which card comes out ahead. The result in 2025 might just surprise you. Okay, before we really dive in, let's get a bird's eye view. Here's how I'm going to compare these two cards. We're looking at their annual fees, rewards earning, which is kind of the meat of any card, right? Sign-up bonuses, travel and redemption flexibility, dining and grocery rewards, travel perks, and finally, acceptance and usability. Got all that? Cool, let's jump in. First up, annual fee. All right, Capital One Venture Rewards comes in at a super chill $95 a year, which, dude, compared to premium travel cards, is really reasonable. Nothing wild, but it still gets you into the rewards game. Meanwhile, Amex Gold is like, hey, I'm fancy, with a $325 annual fee. Yeah, that's a lot more. Sure, you're getting those prestigious gold card perks, but your wallet definitely feels it. If you're trying to keep costs low, it's pretty obvious who's taking this one. Yep, Venture Rewards. Now, let's talk about how you actually rack up points. Capital One Venture Rewards keeps things so simple. It's basically unlimited 2x miles on everything, plus a juicy 5x on hotels, rentals, and cars if you book through Capital One Travel. But, and here's the catch, there aren't those bonus categories like dining or groceries. Amex Gold is, honestly, kind of legendary for reward maximizers. 4x points at restaurants, everywhere. 4x at US supermarkets, and 3x on flights if you book direct or through Amex Travel. Only thing, the higher rates do have caps. So if you're like buying groceries for a village, you might hit those limits. Still, for most people, Amex Gold absolutely crushes it on rewards earning. All right, let's chat sign-up bonuses. Capital One Venture Rewards usually throws a pretty high-value welcome offer your way, like 60,000 to 75,000 miles for spending $3,000 in 3 months. That's solid and actually pretty achievable. Amex Gold's bonus is usually around 60,000 points, but you gotta spend $4,000 in 6 months. Not bad, but stretching that spend might be kinda tight for some folks. If you're chasing that initial hit of reward points, Venture Rewards makes it easier to score big up front. Whoa, hold up. Quick fun fact. Did you know you can transfer both Amex points and Capital One miles to airline partners? Yep. If you're clever, you can score yourself some business class upgrades. Definitely the kind of travel hack you should remember if you're ever planning something extra special. Moving on, travel and redemption flexibility. If you love simplicity, Capital One Venture lets you redeem miles for travel, transfer to partners, or even turn rewards into statement credits. It's honestly so easy to figure out, like you won't need a spreadsheet. Amex Gold, though, is where things get a little wild. You can transfer points to travel partners for potentially crazy good value, tons of redemption choices, but it's a system that's kind of more complex. You gotta know what you're doing if you want those sweet premium flight seats. So for most people who just want hassle-free rewards, Venture's the winner. Time for the foodies, dining and grocery rewards. Capital One Venture? Well, you get flat 2x miles on everything, which is fine, but it's not uncapped 4x on groceries or restaurants. Amex Gold is honestly where you want to be if you live in restaurants or your cart is basically overflowing every week. 4x points at restaurants globally and 4x at US supermarkets with a cap. Gotta watch that. But still, way more in bonus than Venture. Pretty no-brainer win for Amex Gold here. Next up, travel perks. Capital One Venture is solid. It skips foreign transaction fees and gives you mileage flexibility for almost any kind of travel. That's nice. But Amex Gold? Oh, and here's something cool. $120 a year Uber credits, $120 dining credits if you use the right partners, and all those little insurance perks when you travel or your bag goes missing. But yeah, you gotta actually activate and use those credits, so some people just forget. Still, Amex Gold packs some serious value for jet setters. Let's wrap up with acceptance. The thing is, Capital One Venture runs on the Visa network, which is basically everywhere. Like, you land any place and you're good. Amex Gold's rep is getting better internationally, but there are still spots, especially outside the US, where Amex isn't accepted. So if you want that swipe anywhere confidence, Venture's the clear winner for everyday usability. All right, so when you stack these two side by side, you see Capital One Venture is all about keeping it easy, low fee, and super usable. Amex Gold, it's perfect for people who want to squeeze every last point out of their dining and travel, if you don't mind spending a little more and keeping track of all those perks. So here's my take. If you just want straightforward travel rewards, don't want a confusing list of hoops to jump through, and you like not paying through the nose, Capital One Venture Rewards is honestly perfect. But if you're someone who, eats out a ton, does a bunch of grocery trips, and you love stacking up perks on every swipe, Amex Gold is probably going to get you more bang for your buck. Honestly, lots of people even carry both and just switch depending on where they're spending. But if I had to crown a winner for most people, Capital One Venture squeaks out ahead. Mostly for the low annual fee and the simplicity. All right, so which one of these fits your spending style? Ready to grab perks and travel more for less? Check out the full details and compare before you apply.